Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Senapataratna. Grab your favorite drink, get yourself a snack, and we will get started. Today I have nerds. Do you remember these when you were a kid? Like they were in a box and I found them at the Dollar Tree and I'm so excited. I'm kind of obsessed with them all of a sudden. I haven't had them since I was probably at kids camp. It's been a long time. And I just have some Lady Grey tea with cream and sugar, of course. So let's get real. I want to talk about a process that I've been walking through this year. And I've talked about that I'm rewriting my life, right? Like that's just something that it's a constant since last year, rewriting. And one of the things that I did in 2025 is I set a reading goal. Now, it was a different kind of reading goal for me. I've done different things like you read different genres and you read a classic and you read something that has a red cover and that whole piece because I love the challenge of those kind of challenges. And so I've done a lot of those with our family, and I think my daughter had to do one for school, and so we all did it together, and you had to read like your name, so Jennie, and it had to, the different people had to be an author that started with a J and then an E, and it was fine. It wasn't super exciting because I ended up reading books like Red Dog, Green Dog, kind of thing, just to like find the right book. And so this year I decided to read through the alphabet when it came to cozy mysteries. Now, I love a cozy mystery. You may not, and that's okay. We can still be friends. But a cozy mystery is a mystery that does not have a lot of gore and does not have a lot of romance, would be a good way to put it, in a nice way. It's just, there's always like a guy and a girl that like each other. Maybe there's a love triangle, but there's nothing, maybe they kiss, and that's about as far as anything ever goes, right? So cozy mysteries are just, they make you feel good. Like it's a happy ending every time. Check for Jenny. I know the formula. Check. They are just super fun. And so this year I decided that I wanted to read food cozy mysteries. So there are cozy mysteries for anything you can imagine, like anything. So it can be anything from knitting to a bookstore to cheese. I have read 3. There's like a grilled cheese one. There's a lady that owns a cheese shop, and then there's another lady that buys foreign cheeses. And they're all cozy mystery series. There's caterers. There are people that live in a firehouse. There's one lady that has a hat shop. Like, it can be anything that these people do in cozy mysteries. But this year I wanted to focus on the food. And so I decided that every letter in the alphabet, I would read a book that had a food that started with A, that had a food that started with B, that had a food, and go all the way through. And it has been an interesting challenge. Now, should I have maybe thought it through a little bit more? Maybe. I don't know. But it has been really fun because obviously A, apple. There are a ton of cozy mysteries that have apple in the title. But then you get to the letter U. And I put it out on social media and I'm like, anybody know a word that starts with U? Like that's a food? Yeah, there aren't any out there that actually have a cozy mystery. I have looked at Goodreads. I have looked at Libby. I have been to the library. I spent over probably 45 minutes in the library combing through looking for U words. Okay, this is an X. I'm sorry, X is gone. I just decided to exit out. We're just not doing it. But it has been so interesting because it's really expanded my reading horizons because I love a good series. Like, it is something that I really enjoy. And so once I start a series, like, I kind of devour the whole series and then I move on to the next one. And this challenge has caused me to have more variety, and I'm trying out new things that I never would have tried out. So, bonus, when I can find a book that starts with the letter E And it's the first in the series, because I don't really like to like get into the middle of the series and be like, what is going on? I mean, normally it's okay to do that, but because I always do that at Christmas time. I know, I'm really weird. Like, I have a whole system with my books, and it is really ridiculous. But bonus when you can find an E and it's the first one in the series. And so I've done that a lot, and I'm already to the letter. I finished T. And so I'm working on U, and I had to make a compromise because I decided that when I was doing it, it could not be a descriptive word. It needed to be the food and not a descriptive word. So when you're doing grilled cheese, I didn't do that for G because that's the descriptor, not the actual food. So I did Gouda, I believe. Just simple things like that. Because I'm weird and I can make my own rules. But for you, I just got the book Upside Down, Pineapple Upside Down Murder. And I'll start that. It's the first in the series. Bonus. But I had to get it on Kindle, which I don't ever do because, first of all, you have to pay for that. And I don't like to pay for books because I'm cheap. I always do. I listen to them or I get them at Half Price Books or, whatever. So I got it on Kindle and I used all my little points and I got it for free. So it's good. But it has been such an adventure for me. Like, there are books that I never in a million years would have read, and I'm so glad I have. Because maybe I've only read one or two in the series and then I was done. I'm like, I'm okay, this is not that interesting. But it has really expanded my horizon. Like, the ideas that people have just are very intriguing to me. So one of the books that I just finished reading that was really impactful, and not like spiritually impactful, just impactful, there was a cozy mystery festival that I really wanted to go to that just took place last weekend. And I looked, and when I first looked, it was all sold out. And then I looked again, and they had it back on, but the hotels were like $400 a night. And I'm like, yeah, it's really cheap to get there. It was like $100 to fly there. And the event was really inexpensive, but the hotels were $400 a night. And I'm like, I just can't do it. I haven't saved up enough money. And where would I get that money? And so I just decided to not do it. And so I found a lady that is actually running this, and she's an author, and I've read every book in her series, and I absolutely love it. And it takes place in the town. The festival takes place in the town of one of her series. And I found a new series, and it is about a lady who runs a mystery festival. And it was a great book. It was super funny. I didn't see the ending coming. It was just really good. If you want her name's Ellie Alexander. She writes really clean books, and they keep you on your toes. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But it just expanded my thought process because I have got this idea of this is the box that you need to be in, right? Like, you can only do this with your life. And these books have shown me that there are careers and possibilities and ways to volunteer and ways to craft or have a hobby that are way outside anything I would have ever have thought of. And I just love that because I grew up thinking when I get older, I have to garden, which I hate dirt, so that's never going to happen. Or I need to sew, which isn't going to happen either because I can't sew a straight stitch. In fact, the last thing I made, I believe it was probably 3 inches shorter than it should have been because I just don't know how to hem. And then I kept having to hem, and it was like 3 inches too short. Anyway, just, I have this idea of like, this is the hobby you have to have. And these books have just brought me to a new level, like make me think about festivals and make me think about, I remember I read a grilled cheese mystery, and I read it and it wasn't one of the books that were part of my series, but she was talking about, her passion was grilled cheese. And I was like, you know what, maybe this lady needs a life. Like, That's what I thought when I started the book. I was like, really? Like a whole series on grilled cheese? Like, how exciting can this be? And I started listening to the book, and the passion that this author had about grilled cheese and different cheeses and different breads, and how she made her own breads and she did all these different things. It kind of was mind-boggling that I was like, really, I have fenced myself into this. This is all that could be interesting. And you read different books and you look at different things and you realize, why have I trapped myself here? Even to the point that you go to Hobby Lobby and you're like, is this all there is? Now, I don't think I've ever actually done that, because every time I go to Hobby Lobby, I'm like, I should pick up this. And I'm like, I should start making jewelry. Like, that would be amazing. Okay, I tried. It didn't work. It was a debacle. I had to give it to my sister and say, hey, help. Because it was just a mess. Anyway, so we're not doing that. But we have boxed ourselves into our life. And I just want you to think about, what do you need in your life to kind of give you more inspiration? Do you need to be looking at magazines? Do you need to be reading new books? Do you need to be watching a TV show? Do you need to be maybe going to a new store? You know, if you're normally a Walmart shopper, maybe you shop on over to Target. I mean, I know that'd be crazy for you, because I know that'd be crazy for me. But maybe you even like step into a Kohl's and you're like, I haven't been here in years. Let's see what's available, and let your inspiration start coming at you. Build a place in your life that you start allowing new inspiration to come in. And that's what I've done. I am really excited about my next year. Next year in 2025, I'm actually going to read through the states. So the cozy mystery needs to take place in a specific state. And so I have to go through all 50 states and read books from around the country, because they have different ideas and different variety. And every state is so different and so unique and has their own unique flavor and own unique, even their speech is different in different states. And so I just love the idea of bringing that inspiration to my life and see what it will bring out. And so what can you do? What can you maybe add? Maybe it's picking up a magazine. Maybe it's looking at a new app, going to Pinterest. I know that's kind of old school now. I know there's a new one out there that I'm not cool enough to even know the name. But maybe you just need to be finding more inspiration in your life to see how you can get outside your box. Because sometimes we can feel so humdrum in our box that maybe this is the moment that you just needed a kick in the pants to say, hey, get out there. Let's get inspired. Let's try something new. Let's try a new route on our walk today and see what inspires us to do great things for God. Well, that is all I have for you this week. I hope that you feel inspired and that you just look for that inspiration around you, whether it is a bumblebee that you see on a plant and think, I should really learn about bees. I don't know. Or maybe it's just meeting with a friend and going, you know what? I listened to Real Life with Jenny this week and I'm going to try a new tea. We are going to see how this goes. Let's get adventurous, guys. You can find me at Real Life with Jenny on Instagram, Facebook, and Be Real. You can also find me at christconnection.cc/Jen. I'm excited to hear and see your new hobbies, your new interests, maybe a new book series, or new music. Who knows what you could be inspired to get outside your box and try something new. Have a great week.